Hey guys, what's up? So I've written the outline for the chapters of the book and what each chapter will entail. Um, it's really, it's so kaleidoscopic and multifarious and blah 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 big words. There's a lot of stuff I want to say. It's just going to be finding a way to hone in, as I said in the last one, and pick and choose the right time to say what. Like when I was looking at this, for instance, these dates, I just have to mention somehow that I am the way I am, and I'm writing this book because certain prophecies indicated that my birthday would be kind of special in some way. And let's just start from this. Jose Arguelles, of course, he did the 1987 harmonic convergence. He was an Aquarius rabbit. Okay, he passed away in 2011, like right before 2012, his thing. And he says Quetzalcoatl was born 947 AD and will be reincarnated 52 cycles times 20 years later, 1987. So that was kind of the point of the harmonic convergence, was the kind of return of the Quetzalcoatl spirit. And in the book, Return of Quetzalcoatl by Daniel Pinchbeck, what got me into this stuff back in 2008, it literally says, when he talked to Jose Arguelles, he said 1987 was the return of the race of Galactic Wizards. And so I look at myself and all the shit I'm doing, and how my friends or family or even stuff on the internet, no one is saying this stuff. I have this belief that maybe I'm a part of this. Okay, I can help people. Just like Nietzsche, he thought he was a destiny. He said, "Only after me are there hopes again. I am the bringer of glad tidings." All that thus spake Zarathustra stuff, and I believed in too. And it's funny that the Toltec prophecy says Quetzalcoatl was born 1168 AD and will return 52 times 13 years later, during the 1844-1896 13th cycle. And that was Nietzsche's birth life, or basically his whole life, 1844 to 1900. He was that Quetzalcoatl fulfillment for that time. Quetzalcoatl reincarnates. That's why the numbers are different. So, well, how is that the same as that? He was there both times. Okay? He keeps coming back. All right? And of course, the William Miller thing, the Great Disappointment, one of the most famous Christian millennialism type of prophecy, I cured it. I said, oh, that was Nietzsche. Y'all were looking for Jesus to come out of the sky. Well, his archetype of Jesus, Quetzalcoatl, was born that day. He didn't come down to the sky that day. He was born that day. 457 BC, add 2,300 years, which is Daniel's prophecy for the cleansing. The sanctuary will be recleansed at that time. Well, that's Nietzsche, cleansing the sanctuary of all the stupid philosophers and religions that have ruled the world. Okay, so how is it that I'm the only one to notice this, and we both happen to be Quetzalcoatl archetypes? And also, Quetzalcoatl was known for having a big head of hair. Okay, his hair was so big it was like a crown, people said. And I have really thick hair. I keep it short because I think it looks goofy, all big and stuff. I guess it's just a different era. But I'm telling you, this is all starting to add up. Like when you start writing a book, I have a couple ideas. At a certain point, they aren't just ideas. They're prophecies. They are reality being introduced to the masses for the first time. There's things I take for granted that a lot of people just brush off and don't think it is real. And with all the other Nietzsche synchronicities, here's the most obvious one. The second most famous Nietzsche guy, Jack Nitzsche, he was a 20th century musician. He did the soundtrack for The Razor's Edge with Bill Murray, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Jack Nicholson. He was kind of known in the 60s and 70s. Well, Jack Nitzsche died 100 years to the day after Friedrich Nietzsche, August 25th, 2000. Friedrich Nietzsche dies August 25th, 1900. Once again, I'm the only guy to ever notice this stuff. And what I'm trying to say with this video is that these prophecies, not to mention Supernova 1987A, was exactly 13 days after my birth. And there's a picture of me as a baby on February 23rd, 1987. The exact day supernova 1987A was visible. My mom happened to take a picture of it. It wasn't in the newspapers till a day or two later. That is synchronicity. I've shown that in a previous vid. I'll show it in the book. Okay, so I'm just saying, when I started writing this book, I'm like, how much of my own spiritual narcissism should I include? Because Manly P. Hall doesn't talk about himself that much. He just goes into the topics. But he was a very wise Pisces. Could see the spirits realms with Moon in Aquarius, so he's very logical. I'm Sun in Aquarius, but with Mercury in Pisces and Jupiter in Pisces and Ascendant Pisces. So I get the spiritual and the logic combination like Manly P. Hall. Not to mention, his Uranus is in Sagittarius just like mine. He's born 1903, I'm 1987. We still have Uranus and Sagittarius together. What does that say? It says revolutionary proceedings occur at a breakneck pace. Me with my 1,600 YouTube videos, I just keep punching out information. Him and his 1,000 lectures and 200 books, you know? It's all true. So astrology helps you realize yourself, and it gives you more impetus, more drive to do stuff, and more confidence to claim that, hey, maybe I'm the next Quetzalcoatl, you know? What am I supposed to say? This is all coincidence? I'd be doing myself a disfavor for just automatically thinking I'm not special, I'm just some guy. We need to start thinking we're special. We live in a secular society, say none of us means anything, all you can hope for is money. No, I want spiritual truth, dude. So anyway, supernova 1987A, the first supernova in 400 years occurred, 13 days after I was born. So I believe I'm spiritually tied to that. I'm tied to the Quetzalcoatl 1987 prophecy because another Aquarius rabbit, Jose Arguelles, prophesied it, and I'm an Aquarius rabbit myself. So we're connected, okay? And me finding out the Nietzsche stuff, it's just, it all makes sense. So I have the outline, now I just gotta sit down and write it. I might just do voice to text or whatever and just speak it, not as casually as my YouTube videos, but whatever. I work online all day. I work from home. I'm typing 8 hours a day, so typing is like not something fun to me anymore. So I got out a pen and paper, and that's how I'm writing this book. Okay, or voice to text at one point. Who knows? Anyway, I guess that's the point of this video, is that this is my destiny. Okay, my destiny is not to make some YouTube videos and have subscribers. It's to write a book for our age and to show the secret teachings of our age. Not all ages. Manly P. Hall did that. Doing our age. Things that weren't found out until today. A lot of which was just me, and a lot of which is other stuff that I found that just people just don't talk about or know. It's going to be a mix of that. A mix of original and a mix of what I found. And it's funny. I watched a documentary saying Manly P. Hall was giving lectures on Freemasonry before he was a Mason to Freemasons. He understood it more than the members themselves were at that current level because he knew where the information was. They didn't think that information was common, but it was, and he found it. And I will find things. That's my job too, to find things that aren't supposed to be found. That my birth chart screams that. Sun in the 12th house is about solitude, wisdom, past life, old soul building up to this life, and so on and so forth. I hate talking about me though. I want to talk about what I find. But I also want to explain how I found it. And it says, well, because my birth chart says I'm good at that kind of thing. And sometimes the simplest explanation is the right one, y'all. And that is the simplest explanation. It's not just a roll of the die. It's because God made my birth chart a certain way at a certain time to fulfill certain prophecies so we can all find out truth. This isn't just for me, my sake, and 100 people who watch the video. It's for humanity. And I know I'm getting deep here. I'm some dude, some 35-year-old slob who plays guitar sometimes. But I really think there's something here. Anyway, I'll keep y'all updated on the book. I might post the chapter contents. I basically made a table of contents for the chapters of the book. and now I'm just going to go into it and write it. But you know, with me, I just connect dots left and right. I'm always seeing something connect, so it's going to be hard to categorize these thoughts. Once again, like Nietzsche, he and I share Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter is ruled by Pisces. And it says, those with that position can zoom out and see the bigger picture. So no wonder I connected with Nietzsche immediately. And his Neptune, the planet of spirituality, is in 21 degrees Aquarius. Out of the 360 degree zodiac, his is exactly 21 degrees Aquarius. That's Nietzsche's religious spiritual archetype. Well, that's where my sun sign is. Out of 360 degrees, it's in 21 degrees Aquarius. So I connect with Nietzsche. My ego is Nietzsche's form of spirituality, if you want to get astrological like that. Okay? Yeah, I mean, you know, Ubermensch, represent.